Hi everyone, I'm Beatrice Verhoeven, film reporter at TheWrap, and I'm about to talk wine country with Ana Gasteyer. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Beatrice.
Hi. So tell me a little about the movie, what it's about, and how you got involved.
Well, it's a movie with a number of SNL alumna.
Yeah.
Amy Poehler is directing and put it together. It's based on, we really are friends in real life, and we really do take girls trips, so it's really a girls trip movie featuring wine with Amy Poehler, Maya Rudolph, Rachel Dratch, myself, Tina Fey, Paula Pell, and Emily Spivey, both of whom wrote on the show, and with whom we are all connected deeply.
You and I talked a little about this before too. You said on your Sonoma and Napa trips, you guys broke a few of the Napa rules.
Yes, I mean, you know, wine country takes itself very seriously. It is the industry there is wine, and the production of the wine and the tannins and the notes and the conversation about wine is all very serious. So when you're there with 7 comedian friends, it's very hard to stay focused long enough to understand the grassy notes and the acidic aftertaste. So we tended to make ourselves laugh before we really got all the information we were supposed to get. We also put occasionally, secretly, we were just discussing this, but occasionally I will ice a glass of wine.
Blasphemy.
Which is blasphemy in wine country. Yeah, you're all but asked to leave. You're asked to pack your glass and go.
And never return.
Pack your crafts and leave. That's what you do.
Never return.
Yeah. Also to make a lot of noise about how expensive everything is. That's my favorite game because it's a very high-end, you know, if you go to a tasting, they'll be like the $30 bottle, which is obviously for me my high-end price point, and then it will range up to like $300. And my favorite thing is to really loudly exclaim at how expensive everything is, just to be that lady.
And what's the reaction to that?
A lot of smug like, eye rolling, you know.
Yeah, Napa.
Napa.
And so I thought the movie was interesting because it looked at so many common stereotypes about women, right? That women can't be in big groups without catfighting. So I was wondering how, you know, you felt the movie kind of analyzed these tropes about women.
Oh, I don't know how much it analyzes anything, but I will say that I do think that groups of women commune and celebrate in different ways than men do. And I think, you know, initially you think of this movie as kind of like a ladies' hangover. It's interesting because it's very much about connection. I think it's less about going crazy and being wacky. And Amy really didn't want to make that movie either. She you know, we have a relationship rooted in huge history and connection as women, and a huge amount of solidarity as sort of weirdo female comedians who came up at a time where we were just, you know, breaking some ground for female comedians, and it was important to us that it be about the sort of sweet notes of female friendship in addition to the better known catfight and, you know, raucous partying of men, you know. So those were things that I think were addressed but not necessarily exploited in the movie. I don't know how you feel though.
Because I don't know if you ever saw this, but during the Ocean's 8 press tour, all the women were saying that all the studio execs were saying, "Oh wow, a movie with 8 female leads, that you probably all had catfights and bitched around the whole time."
Yeah.
It's like
that's definitely somebody else's myth about women. That's not. Particularly if you're doing a movie about friendship and a getaway. Women, especially women, you know, my generation, I'm 51, all of the women in my peer group are juggling huge careers, huge amounts of family responsibility, partnerships. You know, women are, even those of us in very sort of fair partnerships are still managing 80% of our household family management. So a getaway with your girlfriends for 3 days is really not about fighting. It's about connecting deep and laughing hard and finding that part of yourself that identifies itself outside of your commitments to your family and your job. And that's a huge, not to be cheesy, but it's just a huge gift. It's just a huge blessing, and we get it once a year maybe. So for us, that's really sacred.
What was your favorite you know, impersonation or skit that you used to do in SNL? Martha?
I would say I really love doing those middle school music teachers because I love working with Will Ferrell, and Paula Pell, who's in the movie, would write those, and we were sort of storied for our, we wrote, I think it was the largest, someone once told me it was the most recurring character of all time on SNL, which I had no idea. And we were storied for our procrastination and for the way that we would stall in writing them. So we always had a great time. There was a lot of like, you guys, we really have to start working. And then chipper, chapper, chipper, bit, ha, 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 deep story, you know, and then we would eventually roll out a script around 8:30 on Tuesday morning. So,
naturally.
they were always fun. They were fun to write, they were fun to rehearse, and they were fun to perform. Every piece of the story was fun.